People say the darndest things. But first, I'd like to say hello to someone's little granddaughter who watches me with her grandma. I'm not sure from where they come, but it pleases me greatly. Good morning. I have a big mess in my room. I've just been throwing things because it's too hard to deal with. First, I think I'll fold that sheet that I just washed. There. Room picked up. Bed made. Someone talking behind me. Outside. It's not perfect, but it's a lot better than it just was. Mercy. Things are getting out of hand because I've got yard sale piles. I've got stuff for van life. And I need that van. But please don't worry. I'm looking. Honestly, I keep an eye out. I'm not going to go out of state to find one. I almost did that with a van in Georgia, and I can't travel a whole day there, hoping to find one. It's really a big hit or miss with older vans. I get that. Wow. I get some emails sometimes that I got one recently. He assures me he's not a troll. He's a new subscriber, and it's clear by his email that he really does not understand the whole story here. And I don't know. Should I just go over it again? Maybe I should somehow number my videos. Hello? I don't want to go over it again. To treat me like a child and mention the things I've already talked about over and over and over and over. Ugh. It's a dead subject. Let's move on. I just can't keep repeating myself. If you don't get it, you really do need to go to older videos and look around a little bit. The other thing that bothers me, people click on for a few minutes and they're gone. Just like that. So clearly they're not getting the whole story. They're seeing the bits and parts they want to see, and then they write me a lengthy email. And, to those of you, my regular subscribers who write to me, I'm not talking about you, okay? I'm talking about newbies that don't have a clue what's going on here and start advising me. I really try to take everything everybody says to heart. I mean, not to let it bother me, but more like, I hear you, I know what you're talking about, and I appreciate your care and concern. But would you cut it out now? Yes, Ma. I lived on the road for years with my husband and children. Did I say that before? For years. Thank God they were newer vans. Of course, by the time we finished with them, there was nothing new about them. And yes, I do understand that older vans are going to have problems. Newer vans have problems. So I'm looking in the mileage range of 130,000 and under. I don't want to go over 150,000 miles on an older van because I know what it means. It means new everything, including a transmission. While the engine could go for 300,000 to 500,000 miles, yes, it could. once the transmission goes, it's never the same vehicle. I don't feel it is. Even when you replace, then other things start going. It seems like once that transmission goes on a van, there goes the neighborhood. So yeah, I'm well aware of what's going on here, and I'm aware of all the dangers. I'm aware of all the, I have Facebook pages. I don't go there very often. Women's van life and things like that. And one woman is stuck in, of all places, Portsmouth, New Hampshire. Mechanics are so backed up, she can't get her van looked at till August. Stuck in a parking lot that she's really not supposed to be in. A bunch of good people helped her push that van out of the street and into the lot. Bless their hearts. Portsmouth, New Hampshire is one place I would never, ever want to be stuck in. Oh, God. I'm going to say a prayer for her that she gets it figured out. What's that? Oh, there's a little marketplace pop up for a van that I was asking about. Believe me, I am scouring the listings. And as soon as Bonnie's done with her visit, I'm going to be scouring the streets. Yep, renting a car. I'm just going to scour everywhere and find that van. And, to suggest that I sell, that I don't store, but sell all of my saleable goods, they're like, just get rid of it. What does that mean? Take it down to Goodwill and give it away? That seems extremely wasteful to me. I just don't understand where some people are coming from. Here they are sitting in their nice big house, able to tell me how to do things. They're not in my shoes. They don't have any clue what it's like. Sleep on your kid's sofa. If you ever saw my kid's sofa, you would not say that, because they're not wealthy either. They bought a sofa that they shouldn't have bought, and I wish they would have consulted with me. It was a used one, and the whole frame is failing. They can't afford to buy a new one right now, not even a new used one. And, life has gotten outrageously expensive. And if you don't have a nice base for living, I didn't have a bunch of parishioners or whatever supporting me. I worked my tail off with my poor crippled hands and carpal tunnels, my arthritic back and degenerated spine. I worked my ever-lovins off just to get by. And yes, we did, thank God, we had some savings, but it's all gone. Not all. The things I have left, money from, again, here we go. So sick of repeating myself. I don't know. People annoy me. Not all people, but some. Thank goodness. So we had a lovely visit. Oh, it was so nice. So Denny Jr. and I have a little video, but I don't know if I'm going to publish it. I noticed on some shorts, like on one short, the short about looking at the van, I got 11 thumbs down. For what? For talking about a van that I'm not going to buy? People are so bizarre, okay? Anyway, that's what I'm talking about. Why I don't like people in general. They're Fruit Loopy. They're probably the first video of mine they ever saw, and click a thumbs down. Clearly that video's not going to make it. That was for my viewers. That was for my subs. Don't people get it? I wouldn't do that to somebody. Annoying. Anyhow, what was I talking about? Something. Oh, all kinds of somethings. Darn these glasses. I'm telling you, I wipe them down with alcohol and a soft cloth. They still get all, I don't know, I don't even take them off. How is it that they, what am I talking about? I don't know. I just feel a little annoyed today. You know, people, especially the ones that have had it easy, you know, it's so easy for them to talk and advise someone that they have no idea what it's like. Sleep on my kid's couch, that's what I was talking about. Yeah, right, in your dreams, okay? And then I loved the advice of go to a local pastor. Like which one? Or where would you like me to begin? You want me to go poor mouthing to some stranger? It's bad enough that I'm it's bad enough that I'm having to do YouTube to try to like make enough money for food. No, I'm not going to go to some strange pastor and say, you know, like they're not struggling. You know, maybe there's an old person that would rent you a room. Did you see the video about why I don't want a roommate? That goes both ways. Strangers in my house and me in a stranger's house. No, I've listened to my girls and what it's like to live with roommates, and I can clearly state it's not for me. But thanks for another stupid suggestion. You go live with a roommate, you ass. Uh-oh. Dun dun dun. I can't edit, so we're going to have to live with that one. I'm thinking about the little granddaughter. Oh, no. See what happens when you lose your temper? Now, that little girl probably has more common sense than the pastor. Yes, it was a pastor who wrote to me, and I want to do a vindictive video about what I really think of pastors. I got Bible verses and everything. That's me all over, you know, spray painting you know what on somebody's driveway. Thank you, Denny, for not letting me ever do that. No, you're not doing that, Nikki. I'll wear all black and I'll put charcoal on my face. No, Nikki, you're not doing that. Thank you, Dennis. I'm glad you kept me from absolutely losing my mind. Who's going to stop me now? Dun, dun, dun. Ah, yes. Oh, so yes, we picked up Bonnie. They have the coolest stuff these days, okay? We didn't have anything like this in the old days. There's a cell phone lot at the Tampa International Airport. I love it. You're just going along, and then you see the signs for cell phone lot, and then you turn in there, and there's this big screen, and it has all the flights. Of course, it moves like the dickens, and you can't see the flight, but I still think it's rather nifty. I mean, okay, we'll try to catch you this time. Wait a minute, it's number blah, 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 and then the screen changes. It's like, okay, I'll wait for the next one and keep watching, but this whole screen changed again, and then you get to start from the top, and you're never going to see your flight. Dennis somehow or other saw it, and he said, Denny Jr., and he said, oh, it's on time. I'm like, how did you find it? Maybe I'm just too old. Maybe my eyes are too bad. Anyway, so we pick her up, and originally we were going to go to Dunedin. I guess there is this wood fire pizza place. We were going to go to that and some ice cream store that the kids say are to die for. But instead, it was pouring cats and dogs. Cats and dogs, cats and dogs. Well, really it's rain, but you know what I'm talking about. And so we head back to Mike, Maggie, Denny, and Finn's house. And I said to Denny, and Bonnie says, I'm starving. All I've had today is some little juice bottle. I'm like, I'm starving too, but I've eaten a lot more than that. Let's, Denny, call Mike and find out what they want to do. So finally, after much debating and throwing ideas back and forth through the phone, we decided on this lovely Italian restaurant. Oh, God, I'd never been there. Well, I'd been to their sister store up in Hudson, Florida, and it was the most horrible experience I ever had in my life, back when Dennis was still alive, I think. I mean, was still not sick, I thought. You know, I can't remember if he was with us that time. They brought me a pastry at that one that had gone bad. Would you believe that? But this was probably their mother store and restaurant. Oh, I couldn't taste a thing. But you know when it's right. You know what I'm talking about? You know when it's right. It just, you know. And the kids were raving about it, so I know it probably tasted wonderful. And they make these little rolls. Hard and crispy on the outside, soft as a cotton ball on the inside. And their sauce. While I couldn't taste it, when I dipped that bread in the marinara, I'm telling you, I knew. I'm like, this sauce is really excellent, isn't it? Mike says, Mom, it is so good. I just could, the sensation was that this is so perfect. And the waiter was good, but I would have preferred the newer guy that we had when we were sitting, waiting for the table. And he served us a drink, and we ordered a salad because we were starving before they could seat us. They had to, I was wondering why half the restaurant was empty tables. I'm like, they said there's nowhere to sit. Look at all those seats. And they're like, well, there's probably something else going on, and maybe there's no staff. Actually, it was a party of 50 coming in, and that guy that we had as a waiter, the one that I would have preferred the other one, he had that table of 50, so we sat for a long time, and it was smart of him to make sure all our food came out before that party was seated, because, yeah, it was a little nuts. A lot of old people go to that restaurant. Oh my gosh. But let me tell you about their dessert thing. It's just like going to Hellas in Tarpon Springs. They had cases of the most gorgeous pastries I've ever seen. And guess what they had? Guess what they had that I haven't had in so many years? I couldn't even tell you, okay? It's been like at least 18 years since I've had one. Have you ever had what's called a lobster tail? My heart wants to stop. It is a beautiful creation of phyllo dough, strudel leaves, that looks like little rippled, they make a cone that looks like a lobster tail, and they stuff that sucker with real cream, mascarpone, and Bavarian cream, and that's a mix all together, and they stuff that, and oh my word, while I could not taste it, the textures were supreme. The phyllo was baked to perfection. I could have complained about the Napoleon. They burnt the pastry. You couldn't bite into it. So we just took it apart and took the custard out of it. It wasn't a great Napoleon. A great Napoleon has some sliced strawberries. It has the cream. The pastry should be very light and airy. It was a disaster, and I wanted to say to the waiter, hey, look, you should tell these people to throw that tray away, and I knew they wouldn't anyway. It was not good. Yeah, I've had superior Napoleons, and that wasn't it. But I gotta say, that lobster tail, excellent, beautiful. And I stopped for 1 minute. I said, I wish I could taste. And they all said, oh, Ma. Yeah. It's a bummer. But it's a good thing, because you know why? If it's a good thing I do not have my car right now. If I could taste, I'd probably be over there once a week at the very least buying a lobster tail. They had the most amazing cheesecake flavors and most beautiful looking cookies, and just beautiful. I know where to go for the holidays to get us dessert though. So, yeah, that was so much fun, and we were all laughing and carrying on, and the food just kept flowing from appetizers to meals and then dessert. And we drank wine. That was really nice. I haven't drank in a long, long time, and I don't feel too bad today, so here's to that. Yeah. So, and then we went back to the kids' place and all sat on their really crappy couch, and it was just a lot of fun. You know, Michael broke out the guitar, and he plays, and it was just him, me, and Finn for a little while in Finn's bedroom, because Finn was overexcited and needed to calm down. And so Mike starts strumming and singing songs that he used to sing. Michael sings crazy ballads that he makes up as he's strumming, and some of them are so hilarious. I wanted him to actually publish one. It's this insane Christmas story video. He's a real wild one. But anyway, so he's strumming and he's singing the Narwhal song that he made up years ago. He was telling Finn, he says, before I met your mama, this is a song I used to sing. It's so funny. And then he started telling Finn about, he said, one time I was strumming my guitar, and Papa, my husband, my late husband, he says, Papa started singing this funny song about, what did he say it was? Oh, why do I forget like I do? About Brutus. Brutus was a porcelain bull cow. He must have been a salesman's sample, and he was covered with flocking, and he looked like a real cow with horns. And Michael adopted Brutus and put him on a shelf in our house in Milo, Maine, and he became like the family mascot. We treated him like he was real and a part of the family. Go figure. So anyway, we've lost him, and I am heartbroken. I don't know where he is. I know I packed him so, so well, and they remember having him at their wedding. Yes, Brutus came to Mike and Maggie's wedding. So Dennis, my late husband, started singing a song about Brutus, and Mike said it was hilarious. And my husband didn't like Brutus. He was very offended that we treated him like a family member. I don't know why that bothered him, but it did. I suppose it's ridiculous. It's kind of like me and naming your vehicle. I just don't get it. I don't get naming a vehicle. It doesn't look like a cute little cow with flocking, you know what I'm saying? So I guess maybe if people love their van or their car, they would name it. I'm not naming mine. Please don't suggest. Okay, I'm done ranting. I want to see what that person, he left 2 messages about that van. Let me see what he's selling here. Yes. And then I gotta go eat breakfast. Oh, I'm hungry. Thinking about those lovely lobster tails. Oh, to be able to stuff my face forever and never pay the price. But that just can't be. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. I'll talk to y'all later in another video. Yay. Bye.